Good morning. Welcome to the morning news here on TV3. I'm Godwin Asidua in the bulletin this morning. Energy Ministry assures of stable power supply as Echiabo gas plant shutdowns for routine maintenance works. Special anti-galamsey task force constituted by Inspector General of Police continues anti-galamsey fight targeting. This morning, we take you to the Bekwai municipality of the Asante region. Some devastating news. Asante man in mourning after Asante Hino Tumfo Setu II confirms death of Asante Hema Nana Amakunadu Yedom III, who died after 8 years on the stool. We delve into the details. The bulletin is equally live on DSTV channel 279. The Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has approved a request by the Ghana National Gas Company Limited, Ghana Gas, to undertake scheduled maintenance shutdown of the Echiabo gas processing plant. The said maintenance will take place from August 16 to August 30, 2025. The plant suspension of gas supply, according to the ministry, will allow for critical inspections, repairs and upgrades to enhance the plant's efficiency and reliability. The shutdown is part of government's broader commitment to ensuring the safe and sustainable operation of key national energy infrastructure. Meanwhile, spokesperson and head of communications of the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, Richmond Roxon, says the necessary procurements have been done to the light on ensuring the maintenance period.
There's a scheduled maintenance which should be routine, but in the past what we've seen is that some of these maintenance works have been pushed away. These works were not done, and as a government since January 2025, what we are seeing is consistent plan to ensure that all these power plants undergo a scheduled maintenance to ensure that our energy security as a country is not threatened. So yes, this is scheduled over the period. We've seen a number of plants have routine maintenance, and this is one of them. We are looking within the period, we're going to lose 95 million standard cubic feet of gas. But the good thing is that the ministry has made provision to ensure that the people of Ghana continue to enjoy consistent power supply as we've seen over the period. So we are not expecting to have any load shedding. We are not expecting any disruptions in power. Alternative measures have been made. Adequate fuels have been provided. LCO, HFO, and then diesel have been provided to ensure that the other power plants run on these fuels, so that at the end of the day, our power will still be on.
Away from the Echiabo gas plant, we focus on something that has been trending for the past week. The Speaker of Parliament has cautioned Ghanaians against dismissing genuine prophecies from credible men of God. Speaking during a visit on Monday to some families of the victims of the helicopter crash, he indicated spiritual warnings and messages must not be taken for granted. Alban Babing also urged the bereaved families to take solace in the legacies of their departed relatives.
The Speaker of Parliament was out of the jurisdiction when the tragic crash occurred, but on Monday he led the parliamentary leadership to commiserate with some of the bereaved families. He first visited the family of Alhaji Muniru Limuna, where he and leaders signed a book of condolence for the late acting Deputy National Security Coordinator.
The notice of this tragedy needed not to be announced on the media. It was all over the place. And so I believe you know why we are here. But he's here leading Parliament officially to come over to greet the bereaved family and to commiserate with us.
We want to assure their families that we pledge to remain family members and replace, even though it is not possible to replace, but we will do our best as surviving family members to provide them the care and support that we can afford.
We have already paid a visit, but after the remains has been properly preserved, it is only right that we come and commiserate with you again.
The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, noted that the loss is a personal one while admonishing the family to take heart because God knows best.
I want to remind all of us of the gift that the Almighty Allah gave to us. And our focus actually should be to thank God for what has happened. We say in all things, give thanks.
On a rather instructive note, he cautioned Ghanaians to not disregard genuine spiritual warnings in prophecies.
Our people in the spiritual world, the imams, the pastors, the reverends, we should listen to them. It's not all of them who are looking for money. Don't take what they say for granted. If they say act, act. I myself have been threatened many times. And I listen to the prophecies. I don't take them sleeping because that's their area. And so all these things work for good.
The delegation then moved from there to the residence of Dr. Omani Boama to commiserate with his family.
I want to use this opportunity to touch the hearts of the widow, the children, the immediate family. Please, our sincere condolences. Let's eulogize them. Let's celebrate their lives. Don't let's focus on only the negativity to deepen the hearts of people.
On Sunday, August 10th, the country buried the 2 Muslims who were part of the 8 victims of the helicopter crash. An interdenominational funeral is expected for the remaining 6 victims on Friday, August 15th, 2025. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
Calls have intensified for government to strengthen its efforts in combating illegal mining following the tragic deaths of 8 people in the fight against galamsey. These calls were loud by various groups who gathered to pay floral tributes to the fallen heroes, urging the nation to honor their sacrifice by renewing the battle against the environmental menace.
From religious leaders to private sector players, the death of the 8 men has been described as a call to action. For the president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayim-Dake, the way forward lies in strategy, an actionable plan to combat illegal mining.
The root cause of this death is the subject matter of galamsey that has been overflogged over the period. We need a roadmap, an action plan that will be well defined. We, the private sector, respectively AGI, will support government with a detailed program to eliminate this galamsey subject matter. To the cost that will uproot the subject matter of galamsey, we support it. At this stage, whatever that we need to do which is legal within the confines of the law to eliminate this subject matter, we go all out to support government to attain the goal.
The General Secretary of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Jehu Bobi, says it is time to draw critical lessons from the tragedy as the country cannot continue to lose lives to galamsey.
We must really learn a lesson out of this, and we should resolve that this should not happen again. We should not lose lives just because of galamsey. And so all of us should come together and deal with this issue of galamsey once and for all.
But amid the sorrow, the first Vice President of the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Reverend Gordon Kese, offered a word of caution. He believes this is not a time for blame, but a time for reflection and spiritual realignment.
It's a painful season. Everybody is feeling the pain. We want to encourage Ghanaians. Let us hold each other's hands. This is not a time for finger pointing or fault finding. Definitely something should have gone wrong. But there are things that we don't know. God doesn't love those who didn't join that flight or those who didn't go. He doesn't love them more than those who went.
For the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, the fallen men were dedicated public servants who gave their lives in service for a cause greater than themselves.
And these were colleagues that were also serving the Republic of Ghana and His Excellency the President at various levels, having fallen in line of duty. Of course, that saddens everybody, and that places principal responsibility on all of us.
Now, to some devastating news that has befallen the Asante Kingdom. Asante Hema Nana Amakunedu Yedom III has passed on. The Asante Hino Tumfose II confirmed her demise on Monday during an Asante Man Council at the Menchia Palace in Kumasi, I beg your pardon. The Queen Mother, who died on Thursday, spent 8 years on the stool.
Over 30 paramount chiefs gathered at the Menchia Palace. Sorrowful. The news is bad. Regalia and facial expression speak volumes. The 14th Queen Mother has passed. A sad day for Santaman, and the king has to break the unfortunate news.
So the person who did it, we are sabi o de ye ka sabi duma de radio we dey no aso ko na mo so na no.
Nana Amakwedu Yadom III, born Nana Amakwedu, succeeded her mother, Nana Efiakobise Wampim II, in February 2017. She lived on the stool for 8 years. The last time an Asante queen lived 8 years on the throne was between 1828 and 1836. That was the era of Nana Yadufi, the 7th Asante Hema. Immediately the Santehene finished announcing the demise of the queen, he visited her palace to commiserate with the family at the queen's palace. So what happens after her demise? Safo Kantanka, a monarchical historian, gave some insights.
A family issue, and the direct family is Kokofu and Kenyase, Kwabre Kenyase. So these two queen mothers will be in control.
Nana Kwedu Yadom III died at the age of 98.
The main opposition New Patriotic Party, which is the NPP, has announced that it will not field a candidate in the upcoming Tamale Central parliamentary by-election. This follows the death of the Member of Parliament, Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed, in the August 6 helicopter crash. Dr. Murtala Mohammed was among 8 individuals who lost their lives when a military helicopter crashed in Adansi Ekrofrom in the Ashanti region. In a statement signed by NPP General Secretary Justin Kodua Frimpong, the party said the decision was taken during a National Steering Committee meeting held on Monday, August 11, 2025 at its national headquarters. The death of Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed means the Electoral Commission will have to, in the coming weeks, hold a by-election in accordance with Article 112, Clause 5 of the Constitution. So, on the NPP, statesman and elder of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Pianim, has warned that the NPP stands being irrelevant soon if the current leadership fails to listen to the elders and change course. The comment follows a weekend of social media banter between the spokespersons of leading presidential aspirants, Dr. Baumia and Kennedy Japong, on who qualifies most to lead the NPP in the 2028 polls. He spoke in an exclusive interview with Beatrice Edu.
Mr. Piani, you are an elder of the NPP, like you just said.
Yes.
What do you make of the decision of the party to elect a flag bearer first ahead of the other grassroots elections? I mean, kind of doing it from top to the bottom.
I don't agree with it. We are trying to restructure the party. We are trying to get the young people who are running the party to halt look and listen so I will get the direction right. I know a lot of founding members of the party who are unhappy with the direction and state of the party and who are anxious and contacting the current leadership of the party, both in Parliament, the National Secretariat, and the Council of Elders, to try to hold a stakeholder engagement to look at the direction and state of the party. They are worried about the direction the young people are taking the party. And I'm hoping that we'll soon get our act together to rebuild, to restructure, and build a united front to move forward.
Are the young people listening?
I think that once 50% of the solution is identifying there's a problem and posing a question. They have to listen because it's their future. As I said, it's not my future. The young people in the NPP now, it's their future. If we do not listen and restructure our party, the party NPP will become as irrelevant to the politics of Ghana as the CPP has become.
Is that what you see with the current happenings?
Yes, if we don't restructure, regroup, and unite ourselves, we'll become as irrelevant as the CPP has become in our politics.
We focus on health now. Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Franklin Bequin, has emphasized the need for the public to report any unusual rush to the nearest health facility. This follows the country confirming 346 Mpox cases, which, with one death, reported across 14 regions as of August 7, 2025.
Because the disease is not so severe and has not killed, people play down on it. The other issue has to also do the issue about stigma. People trying to come out to say that I have the disease and reporting. So that's the way we are trying to address it, by trying to enhance our awareness question. I think that maybe in Accra it's not that loud. But if you go to areas like Takwa and parts of Western region, there's a lot of house-to-house using the vans all going to create the awareness, because that is the hotspot. You understand? So I would say that we are doing the optimal, but there's a lot going on. And I think that we need to communicate that is not a disease located to only Western region. It's across the country. As a ministry, as a service, and as a country, we, through WHO and the Africa CDC, we'll be getting some vaccines. But we don't want to place our focus on the vaccines, because the disease is a disease that can be prevented. So we're still saying that it's a disease of contact, and people should make sure that they avoid contacting persons who have the rash. The only issue is that some people have the rash and they are covered themselves with long sleeves. You will not see it. So there are two things here. The person who has the rash must try and avoid getting into contact with persons. And the persons who also do not have the rash should try and avoid getting in touch with persons who have the rash. And the other two, which is the indirect one, is maybe using the bed or using the towel or the sponge with somebody who has a rash. So we'll keep on pushing on it whilst we try to get this vaccine for this targeted group that we think that will help us break the transmission.
Governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, has issued a stern warning to operators in the remittance sector, stating that the central bank will intensify scrutiny to detect irregularities. He emphasized that sanctions will be applied to non-compliant organizations. This comes on the back of significant drop in remittance inflows into the country.
We are also having cause to believe that some players in the remittance space appear to be doing something funny, and we are investigating that. Talk about the IMTOs, talk about whether there's some onshoring going on, right? And so we have stepped up. We have issued some data directives, all in an attempt to ensure that remittance inflows by Ghanaian diaspora people, every dollar must enter into our industry, must come in to support economic activity. And let me take the opportunity to sound a note of warning to any of those IMTOs and PSPs. If we make any adverse finding, we will be strict. The fact is, whether the CD in the future will depreciate or not, I always say that look at the numbers we put up.
That's how we bring an end to the bulletin this morning. My name is Godwin Asideba. For more news updates, kindly log on to www.3news.com. The show continues shortly. Stay with us.
The news that matters most is the news that hits closest to home.
When it breaks, we are there.
If it touches your family, your city, affects your expenditure, your decisions, as well as your safety, we've got it covered.
It's easy to just cover the news. What we are doing is different, creating a news experience that prepares you for anything. TV3 News, award-winning journalism, world-class quality, on TV and online, right at your doorstep. TV3, first in news.
6:25. The mourning still continues, and we are told that this morning in Tamale would be the final funeral rites of the late Dr. Alhaji Murtala Ibrahim Mohammed. And preparations are underway. Yesterday I watched Ghana Tonight when Christopher Mwako was reporting from the venue. They were erecting canopies and all of that to get ready for the final funeral rites this morning. So I'm sure sometime during the program we'll cross over to find out exactly what's happening. But good morning to all of you, and many thanks again for choosing us. You keep choosing us every morning. We say here all the time that there are so many TV stations that you can tune into in the mornings, but you choose to tune into TV3, first in news, best in entertainment. We do not take it for granted. We do not take it lightly at all. We are very grateful. And to our faithfuls, Richard Mante, Ebosa Moni, Theodora Kwa, Randa and the family, Kocho Denge, Dr. Combat and the family,
Chairman Prosper,
Lydia Nyaba and the family, Chairman Prosper,
Chairman
Robert Coleman.
Robert Coleman,
yes.
Chairman Godwin Tamaklo.
Exactly. Many people watch us in the morning. And
Justice
Sengo
Jamepe, great
they all watch
Justice of the Supreme Court.
They all watch us.
And then also
foremost ace broadcaster Tommy
Delight Delzy.
Yeah, Tommy and Enforcing watches us every morning as well. Uncle, forgive me for not calling you on Sunday, but of course you know what happened. So forgive me. I apologize, but we'll talk later. Good morning, Rolly. How are you doing?
I'm well. It's just that the times are not good, but we have to, tarry along. It's very important, and we also have to make sure that the process of healing, we are part of it, and it's one of those things. It's not a joyous moment,
and
it's just a gloomy, moody period.
And interestingly, apart from the national tragedy, people are also going through it. Private families or individuals are also losing loved ones. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are going through it, and it's not simple at all. What's our auntie's name? Ketu South.
Gomashi,
yes, Honorable lost her dad as well.
Yeah. I was at the funeral.
Oh, you were able to go? Oh,
yes.
I couldn't attend. So our condolences to her as well. And I'm told that Edem, the artist Edem, I think he also has lost his dad or something like that. It's so much going on. So our condolences, our heartfelt thoughts and prayers with all the bereaved families. Anybody out there who's lost anybody dear, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And we'll get into what we've got lined up for you this morning. It's a lot to be discussed or tabled on the big issue this morning. First of it will be MPP's withdrawal from the Tamale by-election.
Very interesting decision to make.
Very interesting. They say that it is the best way that they can honor the memory of late Dr. Murtala Mohammed. So they are not participating at all. There's been a lot of talk about it in town, so maybe this morning we'll talk about it.
We need to.
Yes,
we're discussing that also for big issues as well. So we'll see how
and then, for the second time, that plane that did the emergency landing on that same day that the tragedy happened has also done another one yesterday. There was another emergency landing yesterday.
The helicopter?
Yes. So, yes, thank you for the correction, helicopter. So you're going to also be discussing a look at Ghana's civil aviation emergency response, of course, in connection with the tragedy that has happened. And our guests this morning, Dr. Josiah Koba, Hamza Suini Shaibu will be here, Austin Bracco Powers, Nanaya Sapong, and Wing Commander Patrick Nelson Sobojo. They would be...
And that man has been enormous, crisscrossing the length and breadth of the media stations in terms of the structure right here in Accra, trying to bring his experience to bear, and then also do education on what the standard operating procedures, the SOPs are for flying, and then the decisions that are made by the top Air Force officers when they have to fly VVIPs, let's say aircraft maintenance and things like that. Yesterday, he even had a spat with Bright Simmons as well. It's been replicated across social media, and we're going to have him again just to intensify, because we need this sort of education.
Right, we do. And then later on, we would also be getting into overcoming psychological impact of a national tragedy. Look, this is the first time across every single platform that day in, day out, you see people crying. You know, in our local orientation, or as we have it here in our culture, they say men do not cry. But I've seen men cry because of this tragedy. People are really going through it. So we're going to be talking about the psychological effect that this has had on us and how to overcome
certainly.
it. Yeah.
You opened the floor crying on this thing, so it helped at least. You know, sometimes you grieve.
Yeah.
And you have to let it out.
You have to let it out. It's not good
for me.
To
I put on this one, so nobody saw that I was tearing. Yeah. But it's sad. You know, you have friends. Omane Boama, I was very close to.
Yeah, you did mention.
And then very close to Mutala as well.
I mean,
so
that morning.
It's always very sad.
He sent you a message that morning. I mean, how tragic.
Because the week before, Omane and I had been talking, and then he's always WhatsApping me after 1 a.m. I always say, yeah. So. We'll see how that goes.
Anyway.
But we're laying them in state on Friday and then subsequently interning them as well. So we'll see how that goes. Well, we have cash outs.
Yes,
well.
and 10 of you out there will be winning 1,000 Ghana cedis. 10 of you out there winning 1,000 Ghana cedis. So let's put the code again to remind our viewers, especially those who are new to this. It's *439# across Telecel and the MTN networks. You dial *439#. You choose option 2, which is the TV3 option. Kindly follow the rest of the very friendly prompts. One coupon at play will cost you 5 Ghana cedis, and you can play in multiples of 5 as many times as possible. The more you play, the more chances you have for your number to recur on the dashboard to be selected as part of the winners this morning. So 10 of you winning 1,000 Ghana cedis. *439#. Please start playing now. Do not wait till the last minute. Really, can we get into this morning?
Yeah, we'll go into this morning, and we're asking the question. But before then, apparently, Adam, you know the artist.
Okay,
go get him.
Yes, go get him.
It is his father-in-law.
Oh, father-in-law.
Yeah,
okay,
so just to put that,
Thank
so
you for the correction.
because his dad has already passed long
because I
ago.
think I saw the tweet or something, but so I knew it was a man who had died, but I
in
wasn't
his family.
sure. So that's the father.
But they were very close too.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's.
All right,
so we're asking for this morning segment the question: what do you make about the decision of the MPP not to contest in the by-election upcoming in Tamale Central due to the demise of Alhaji Dr. Mutala Ibrahim or Mohammed?
Welcome back to TV3 A New Day. I am here with Roland Walker, and for this morning we are discussing the NPP's withdrawal from the Tamale upcoming by-elections. Your thoughts are welcome here, but when you do call Tamale Central, I beg your pardon, but when you do call, kindly keep your submissions very brief so other people can also call in as well. Our first caller is here. Good morning. You're welcome to TV3 New Day.
Good morning, Kukiti.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Please, this is Regina.
Regina, it's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm great, but I'm only sad because of the incident that has happened to us.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
And I have to congratulate TV3 and all the media platforms for using your platform to give us much information. We thank you guys. But Kukiti,
yes, Regina.
Before I want you to give me a little opportunity to see something about Mutala.
Okay.
The little information I have to say is that this man, when he was alive, he never stood somewhere and denied his credentials, his principles. I mean the moral values. So we need to do something about it. For him be bold enough to always stand and stood on his principles to advocate for good morals. That it is not easy to get. But coming back to the MPP and NDC issue about the devil, I think if they are not going, it it is good. But I don't think that because of that, they will see that Akotia NDC is not good, or NDC to also step out. Do every death is death. So I don't see any, but I see that whether crook or what, NDC will win that seat.
Okay.
That is why they are not going. But Akotia, the NDC should go. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Regina, thank you too. Rolly, you've got messages already?
Yeah, I have a couple of messages. This one is coming from Hartwell Salasi Tamaklo. Good morning to you, Hartwell. A very lovely, intelligent lady, Overcra, as well as the socially caucus group, and indicating that this is a very heartfelt as well as somber moment for all of us, just making sure that as we grieve and mourn our compatriots, knowing that we'll never see them again, keep asking the question, how could this have happened? There's a question that will keep occupying the minds of many people. Osai Boateng in Accra says that, look, this is a sad moment, and the MPP making the decision to withdraw or not to participate in the by-election Tamale Central is it is the best way to go. Osai Boateng giving us that message. Samuel Agbanyagan, good morning to you, Ms. Agbanyagan, wishing you all the best for the day, and says that, look, we need to make sure we do the right things by ourselves, and for us to purchase the right sort of equipment and aircraft for re-equipping our Ghana Armed Forces.
Another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. This is TV3NewDay.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're from. Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Colin from Amamole, the Ghana of Municipal Amamole.
Amanone or Amalole?
Amamole.
Amanole, okay.
A-M-A-M-O-R-L-E-Y.
Certainly. Your submission, please.
Yes. From Ghana of Municipal. Let me take this quick opportunity to greet my municipal chief executive, Honorable Akwete Agbo. Look, they should give us a break. MPP should give Ghanaians a break. They are mourning. It's fallacy. They are lying. Look, let me tell them. If they contest, they will lose hands down. Tamale Central is the seat for NDC.
But they say they are not contesting, sir. They have...
I know. If they lie, they should come. Look, we are going Akotia. They shouldn't tell Ghanaians or NDC that they are not contesting. What has Akotia got to do with this? They should also withdraw from Akotia. We are going there, Akotia. We are, our leaders are there. We will go after them. We are contesting every seat in this country. They should give Ghanaians a break. We are tired of them. Thank you.
Thank you, too. Such a spirited submission. But all of it is welcome here on TV3NewDay. More messages, Rolly.
So we have more messages coming up right here. This one is coming from Sherry Giovanni. Samuel, good morning to you, great guy. And says that this is a very good and sensitive decision by the MPP not to only give respect to the respected gentle Mutala, but also to sympathize with the NDC in this difficult time. The MPP will not take such chances to score political points. He continues, I hope the NDC will also withdraw from the Akwitia by-elections. Good morning to Paul Fosu Shipton. Wishing you all the best as well, Samuel Giovanni. Mike Aflu, also a tax expert, but also one of the important board members of FIC as well, has this message, says that the decision of the MPP not to contest the Tamale by-election is not because of the demise of the MP. They want to avoid a humiliating defeat again, and also not to have the NDC contest the Akwitia by-election just as part of a return gesture of also not participating in that by-election. Check the result of the 2024 elections and see the results, the differences for that constituency. Hey, Micah flew.
All right, another caller on the line. You're welcome to TV3NewDay. Okay, Ayurakwa Ayepe Richard says, I commend the NPP for respectfully pulling out of the Tamale Central by-election, saving costs and honoring the late Murtala Mohammed. Tamale remains an NDC stronghold, and this gesture reflects unity in grief. In Akwitia, however, the people are ready to embrace the green wind of NDC sweeping the nation. So let the democratic process there continue. Our deepest respect to all the departed. And Mensa Majid also sends a message and says, NPP to not contest the by-election is purely certain. Everything clearly shows that they can't win the elections. May the souls of the 8 people rest well. Happy birthday to Samuel Najok. May the good Lord continue to bless you. Majid sent in that one. Another caller. This is TV3 New Day. Shall we hear you?
Yeah, hello, please. This is Abdul Samad.
Abdul, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling from Tamale.
Abdul, the funeral for Dr. Mutala, the late Dr. Mutala, is today. Will you be attending?
Yeah,
the
MPP have done right by not contesting the Tamale Central seat.
Okay.
But the thing is that even if they contest, they are not even going to win because the Tamale Central is already for the NDC.
They say they will not contest, so let's concentrate on that one.
Yeah, they have done right by not contesting, but we are going to contest it. The NDC is not backing down.
As for Akotia, NDC, you will not withdraw. You are contesting.
Yes. We are not withdrawing at all.
And that place to the MP also passed on.
Yes, but the events are not the same. They are not similar.
Okay, the events are not the same. Okay.
Please, I want to use this opportunity to greet the region of Bimbila now.
All right. Did we lose him? Anyway. Okay, we did. Sorry about that. Ken Rak says, good morning, TV3 Mail. The departed souls rest in peace. Cookie, it's good the NPP is stepping aside, but it's undemocratic. And besides, they cannot grab the Tamale Central, or they cannot come close. The idea of saying NDC 2 should withdraw from Akotia by-election would not happen. They want to save their resources that way. Okay, Kenrak, you sent in that one. Rolly, you've got more messages? Or
yeah, I have this one coming from Delight who says, even if the MPP contests the Tamale Central constituency by-election, they won't win. They are trying to win the heart of Ghanaians with that emotional message. And then they expect that to be replicated by the NDC in Akotia. Well, why not? Replication.
Prince Henry from Koforidia says, as much as the NPP is fully aware that they won't and cannot win the Tamale Central seat, the NPP should not sound as if it's the first time or it's the NPP, which is the first party abstaining from a by-election. The NDC did not contest the Edgeso by-election after the demise of Honorable Dr. John Kuma. May the souls of the departed ones rest in peace. Another caller on the line. Welcome to TV3 New Day.
My name is Osman Tamale.
Osman, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Osman, the MPP say that they are leaving the seat in Tamale Central for you people. Okay. They are not contesting. What do you say?
That's good. But the thing is that imagine if it was a constituency in Asante region. Would NPP have done this?
I don't understand.
You think they would not have if it was a constituency in the Ashanti region?
You just have to imagine that if this was a constituency in the Ashanti region, I think NPP would have done this. So NDC should look sharp. NDC should not back up. NDC should go on and contest. Because what NPP is doing now, if it was a constituency in Ashanti region, NPP wouldn't have done this.
But how did you arrive at this conclusion? What's informing your decision that if this was a seat in the Ashanti region, they would have contested? Do you have any history?
Yeah, they would have contested. If the NP and the wife and the family, the whole family should have died, NPP would have contested.
Okay. Osman,
so
we appreciate your
NDC should contest.
Osman, all right.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate your opinion. And thank you for calling us. Rolly. More messages.
Pojoba Zealous Dwayne of the UK says, for the MPP, you're not serious. It's not even 1 week, and they are thinking about not participating in the by-elections. They should spare us the trouble. We are mourning. After the funeral and 2 weeks passes, those decisions need to be made. It's a decision whether to contest or not. How do you do the cross-fertilization, in quotes, that a stronghold of a ruling party should not be contested by you? Now, if it was a stronghold in the eastern region, the Ashanti region, or any of those regions, would they have abstained? Very interesting. There's Zilis Dwayne. Kojo Zilis Dwayne. And then, let me say good morning to Alhaji Jibril of National Security in the Tema Enclave, as well as the Managing Director of the Tema Oil Refinery, Edmond Combat, and the Deputy MD of TOR as well, Alhaji Mustafa. Wish you all the best for that. Now, what do we have to do?
We have to cross over to Johnnie for Johnny's Bite. Landlord, Bogadi Line, good morning to you. I couldn't read your message, but we'll do so another time.
My salvation, whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Let me pause and say thank you both to Grandpa Clothing at Dansoman in Rwanda, Kigali, and many other places across Africa, and also to Sonar Fashions in Tamale. They have been magnanimous enough to provide my outfit for today. Please call Sonar Fashions on 0246 590 162. That's 0246 590 162. And also today's special thank you to all of you who spend time to share our content and distribute same to the rest of the wonderful world. Thank you very much indeed. We couldn't appreciate you more, and we continue to pray for strength and long life and energy for you as you support us in this national quest and agenda. Thank you so much indeed. Now, let me begin by saying a happy birthday to Major Emmanuel Boateng. Major Emmanuel Boateng is the 2IC of the 69 Airborne Force. Today is your special birthday, Major. Happy birthday for all the good work that you do for Mother Ghana and for all the men that you lead. They say they are grateful, and that I should say a happy birthday to you on their behalf, Castro Senya and the rest of the team. So happy birthday to you, Major. Live long. If it's your birthday as well, happy birthday to you. Yesterday, the group CEO of Media General, Madam Beatrice Ajiman, and the general manager in charge of our sales department, Mr. Daniel Matiama, and then the general manager in charge of shared services, Makafu Imanyo, our chief finance officer, Mr. Stephen Shandorf, the Onua Group, and many others, myself, Alfredo Kanse, Captain Smart, 62's Don Ulo, name them, everybody. We went out there to also drop our flowers. See Miss Nancy right there, and we went to drop our flowers. Efo Kwame Jakpasu of the Onua Group, we went to drop our flowers for the fallen heroes. Now, as we dropped our flowers, one thing ran through my mind, and I would like us to remind ourselves of what my good friend, and I don't want to call him the late, Comrade Mutala, one of the things that he said while he was still on this earth with breath. Listen and watch. I want you to listen and watch carefully and think on his words deeply. If you're serving in public office, or if you're an appointee, or you find yourself in the public eye, and there are many pictures, so just keep rotating the pictures. You are in the public service, you find yourself in the public eye, and you have something to do with the people's purse. This message is for you. So you see the bigger crowd, William Mesiedu, everybody was out there, part of this whole thing. My own boss, Akofa Banson, head of 3 Group, right there. So it was, and we walked. We didn't bus ourselves there. We walked to the place. We like to keep fit, and we like to stay healthy as well. But listen to what my good friend said before he left this earthly plane. Listen.
If you are an MP, wallahi, and you take a dime on that constituency and chop it, on the day of judgment, you will account to the people. You will. And that is one thing many politicians are not aware of. If you take a dime that belongs to the state or the constituency, on the day of judgment, you will account to every single individual who lives in that country or who lives in that constituency. Will you be able to justify this in the sight of Allah? Will you be able to do that? The challenges confronting us in this country is corruption. The challenges. I'm not a saint, but at least you do your possible best to avoid it. I don't have money. What I have, what I get is my salary. Sunrise and wallahi, not a dime of Tamale Central has ever touched my tongue or bought a book for my son or my daughter, because I know that I will account for it. And our society today, if you don't have money, you have no value in our society. The moment you are given appointment, your family thinks that their lives have changed. The moment you have a small opportunity, people think that you must provide. If you don't have, they disrespect you. And that has pushed several politicians to engage in corruption. That pushes people. And I am particularly worried. I am worried for myself as a Muslim. And I'm worried because which have I spent that I didn't need to spend? Which have I spent inadvertently or unknowingly that I shall account for it? That should be a profound worry. That should be a worry to everybody. But we don't seem to care. They don't respect you. Even your colleagues won't value you because they think that you don't have the money they have in this country. There are politicians who could not even rent a room. And then they are busy putting up skyscrapers. Haven't they been told about the death of other politicians? Haven't they been told that there are politicians who had it all and they are no more? That is something that is profound heavy on me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to play saint. Wallahi, Allah will bear me witness. Whatever I say it genuinely. How would you be a leader? President Rawlings had unlimited power. He's gone. President Kufuor came, had power. He's gone. President Mills came, unfortunately by Allah's will, he's gone. President Mahama came, he's gone. Dr. Baumia came, he's going in 2024.
So, public office is not for you to amass for yourself. It is for you to serve. Nobody has said that you should be poor, no. But public office is supposed to make you serve. And then there are also party fanatics who would not allow the people who have been appointed to serve. Because you go to the offices of some of these appointees and the crowds that are gathered there will amaze you. So you ask yourself, the man hours that these gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen, are supposed to use to work for you and I, or you and me, where does all the time go? And I'm not just talking about this government, I'm talking about governments since 19 Kojohoho. As soon as somebody's name is mentioned to say that, oh, you are going to be appointee so-so-and-so or minister so-so-and-so, it's a set. Everybody wants to run there and go and get a piece of the cake. Meanwhile, the bakery has not even been opened. Please, we are looking for a country that will work for all of us. My concept and my principle is that if we do it right and the system works, you would not need to go and beg anybody for bread. No. Because the system will take care of you. Because you will get a way to plug into the system. And with your plug in, you will be able to get something that will be dignifying for you. Because think about it. Every now and then you go begging. Every now and then you go kneeling. Every now and then you go bending. Don't you get tired? No, I'm asking you, don't you get tired? That you are looking for something instantaneously. But in the futuristic view, or from a futuristic view, you are not actually thinking about how to sustain whatever it is that you are asking for. Think about it deeply. So that instead of going for a handout or a hand down, if you advocate for a factory to be constructed, when you wake up in the morning, you won't be queuing up at some appointee's office. You'll be heading to the factory to go and work, knowing that at the end of the month, you will be paid. And I've been a factory worker before. We're paid, 2 weeks? Every 2 weeks, we're paid. I work at Gabiko, Ghana Biscuit Company. Every 2 weeks, you will be paid your money as a casual worker. But there was something that even at that young age, it's about 19 or so, at that young age, I appreciated hard work. I'm going back to the hard work conversation. Hard work. That's why I keep telling my younger brothers and sisters, my contemporaries, hard work never killed anybody, and there's dignity in hard work. There is dignity in hard work. Maybe I have too many older friends, but when they talk to you about how hard they worked, how well they worked, and they look back and they feel the nostalgia and they feel a certain sense of pride, and they can say that I worked hard to buy this, I worked hard to build this, I worked hard to take my children to school, I worked hard to do this. They feel a sense of pride. We are cutting corners. We are doing Yahoo Yahoo. We are going to juju men. We are duping people. We are borrowing things to live a fake life. How did we become that kind of society? How? How did we become that kind of society? You're a young girl in the university. You are 18 years old, or maybe 19. Your father and your mother live in a rented apartment where when you vacate, you go and put your mattress in the hall and sleep. But you have a phone that costs 23,000 Ghana cedis, bought for you by who we don't know. And so because of that, when you vacate and you come home, because you have small money in your pocket and you have an expensive phone, you don't want to help with house chores, you don't wash, you don't cook, you don't sweep, you don't listen to instructions. Your parents have now become your maid servants. And you think there's blessing in it? Oh, I'm not anti-well. No. I need to, if I get money, I like. Oh yes, everybody likes success. But it is hard work. Diligent and honest work. And there's a phrase that is often used when people's biographies are being written. It says, by dint of hard work. By dint of hard work. By dint of hard work. Can you show a scorecard of your hard work, of all the things that you have now? If GRA comes into your life to say, break it down for me, can you do it? If let's use Mutaless example. If God comes to you and say, break it down for me, can you break it down? Or you can explain. Think about it deeply, deeply. This world, we will leave this world behind and go. Like KKD will say, all the things you are gathering now will be rags when you are gone. It is what you put up here and here, your head and your heart. That is what will guide your life. Think about it. Now, it looks as if the month of August came for us just when we were trying to recover from the loss of the 8. Yesterday, His Royal Majesty Opimso Tumfosetutu II himself announced the demise of the Asante Hema, Nana Ama Kwedu Iadum III, Queen Mother. She ruled for 8 years before her death on the 7th of August 2025. And this name, Konadu Yiadom, was explained to me by Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings when I interviewed her. She had authored a book, part 1. Your Excellency, we're waiting for part 2 so that we can do the interview. And I read in that book, and she explained to me that the name is Konadu, fight till the end. Ne Yiadom, Kunedu, fight to the end and rescue the masses. Fight to the end and rescue the masses. Kunedu Yadom. Deepest condolences to Asante man, particularly to His Royal Majesty, Otumfuo the second, and to the entire Asante man. This is a big blow, and may Her Royal Majesty rest in peace. We'll stay in the Ashanti region. Please put up the Ashanti Regional Minister's photo for me. He has come under a lot of criticism, Dr. Frank Amoako-Hene, my younger brother. But this gentleman here is an epitome of dedication, forcefulness. You may not like him. We have had Ashanti regional ministers, and we have one in mind not so long ago. It's just been, 8 months ago. What this young man is doing in the Ashanti region, trying to bring both sides of the divide together. And I saw what he did at the Lake Bosomtwi area, where he called Lake. He created a whole carnival there. Created competitions, brought in the known faces in the Ashanti region, both NDC, MPP, musicians, actors, actresses, brought them together. You may not like him because you may say, oh, he's too young, he should not have been, but he has proven that given an opportunity, and that's why I say, let the retirees go, let the young grow. He's not one that is embarrassing the person who appointed him, no. The appointee is not embarrassing the appointor. So this morning, I sent him flowers. Dr. Frank Amoako-Hene, Ashanti Regional Minister. He stood on his feet for 8 hours. He's been criticized. Why did you put the people who, the victims of the helicopter crash in a jute sack, blah, 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 plenty talk. 8 hours he stood, identifying bodies that were so charred. He was on his feet. 8 hours. He left whatever he was doing at that event at Obuasi, went onto the ground, 8 hours. And while we sing his praise and send him flowers, the people in the village, oh my God. The young men in the village where the accident happened, oh my God. The farmers, the young men in the village. Nobody forced them. And that is the Ghanaian spirit, the communal spirit. That is missing in Accra, that is missing in Central Kumasi, that is missing in Takrady, that is missing in Ho. The communal spirit. What makes us Ghanaian? What makes people say the Ghanaian is hospitable? Nobody signaled the young men in that village to say, come out and come and help. They came out on their own volition. They were helping to rescue. They were helping to gather what had to be gathered. They were helping to put it in the sack. Nobody called them. It tells you that there's still some hope, a glimmer of hope that we can build on. Nobody called them. They came by themselves. So once we celebrate the Ashanti Regional Minister, we have to celebrate them as well, the chiefs and elders and the people, for having that sense and heart of humanity. And it's missing in many of us. You listen to the stories that are being told about some people who, somebody owes somebody and says, oh, I'm coming to give you back your money, or come and take your money. And then you find fufuito, warmer, pistol. Pistol with blood. Come on. If you care about your brother or your so-called friend, warmer, Fufuicho. Let's wrap up. Please take me to Nema. 3 years ago, I did a documentary on slums in the city. There's a big gutter there, the Nema gutter. And it's been abandoned for a long time. Started in the Jerry Rawlings era, transcended the Kufuor era, came to the Mills era. You know, no, not this one. I want the original documentary. Let Kunzo help you, please. So it transcended, and I wanted to play back part of the documentary for you. Please call Kunzo for me and let him show you. The documentary for you, 6 years ago. Daniel Oklu, Philip Katriku, myself, we did that documentary on that gutter. It had been abandoned for maybe 20, 25 years. But 6 years ago, we did a documentary. Listen to the lady. The contractor is back on site. This was abandoned. This project was abandoned, and if you know the Nema area, please, in fact, take us back to 6 years ago so we can get the perspective properly. The contractor is back on site. The people are happy about it, but for all the 6 years, they were abandoned. For 8 years, let me put it that way. Because Professor Mills had just brought in the folks who did the Circle Dubai. For 8 years, the project was abandoned. 8 years. It was abandoned. 8 years. Is the documentary ready, please? 8 years. It was abandoned. And I will show you how it looked like, because 6 years ago, I climbed into the gutter. I climbed down into the gutter 6 years ago. These people, they pay taxes too. These children deserve a life. They deserve better. One project that serves 2 constituencies or 2 municipal assemblies, Ayaso West, Ayaso East.
Filth, despair, neglect, deterioration, ticking time bomb. These words perfectly describes the current situation of the twin slums of Nema and Mamobi, arguably 2 of the most famous Zango communities in Ghana. Their story is not a pleasant one, even in the 21st century. Nema presents a jaw-dropping view of a packed, decrepit, haphazard, and unplanned housing units inhabited by impoverished people. Their needs are enormous, but the insufficient supply of shelter, water, electricity, employment, security, and good drainage system tops the wish list. These conditions have persisted since the early days, but haven't impeded her daily expansion. So, she continues to play host to a large number of rural urban migrants from Ghana and parts of West Africa in an overwhelming fashion. Culture, religion, and tribal unity in diversity presents a delightful example of peaceful coexistence in the midst of all the scalar. Nema and Mamobi are strategically placed in close proximity to the Flagstaff House, the seat of government. In fact, Ghana's president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has repeatedly mentioned how he was raised in this vicinity and how he still keeps his Nema residence. But right in the center of these 2 communities lies the infamous Nema Gata project that serves as a boundary for the Ayawaso East and North constituencies. It travels about 1.2 kilometers from the Kaukudi Junction near the Kanda Highway all the way down into the Mamobi 441 township. The Alhamdu Gata, as it's also called, was initiated at the advent of the Tamale government to ensure the smooth flow of wastewater and improve sanitation. Unfortunately, it now poses a threat to the lives of those that live near it. The project was earlier handled by Caspian Energy Ghana Limited, but it stalled twice between 2013 and 2015 after missing an initial 2012 completion deadline due to financial constraints, lack of resources, and the political will to see it through. It was later re-awarded to Queiroz Calvaro, the Brazilian construction company that put together the Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange. Their deadline was set for a period of 2 years between 2015 and 2017. Yet, in 2018, there has been next to no improvement, and the story remains the same. Here is Kosami, a local government activist.
What is happening there is lack of commitment in dealing with the issue confronting the community. It seems the gutter was contracted some years back, in the 90s. So why can't we find a way of completing it so that water can flow properly into the main drain?
Presently, the sides of the drain are heavily choked with a carpet of waste, from human excreta and polythene bags to bottles and organic waste. The list is endless. In addition to wastewater from the households that meander through the alleyways to the end of the abandoned project, growing from stagnant to gaping stench and serving as a fertile breeding ground for mosquitoes, rodents, and cockroaches, the health implications need no explanation. There are also reported cases of homes being ruined by the floods. Structures built along the now uncompleted drain are suffering from cracks and are on the verge of collapse as erosion is gradually eating away the foundation of their shelter. Some residents have abandoned their homes for their own safety, but others remain adamant, determined to stay on. They toss in refuse behind their homes to fight erosion, which seems to be winning against their homes, hanging on the balance. Children and adults use this abandoned project as a walkway to and from work and school. Particularly, the children find pleasure in watching cattle, sheep, and goats reared on the sides in makeshift pens and ranches. With the livestock having a field day and feeding on just anything, the children run their own commentary over the Food and Drug Authority's silence to make the pastime worth the while. The Community Connect team was told how children have often fallen into the drain and gotten badly injured. Mazu is brother to Sunday, who lost his life after falling into the Alhamdu Gata. He explains.
He died in the gutter. He was walking on the gutter when he suddenly fell inside and he broke the leg. Before we got him, we took him to the hospital and we lost him.
Business is booming on the Nema Gata. Brisk business obtains despite the gaping stench. The plot thickens as food and other commodities are served on the platform of filth with careless abandon. Rakia sells a popular delicacy, cocoa and kose. She shares the rationale behind this idea.
Previously, this place did not look presentable to me for a food joint, but the boys that hang out around here mounted pressure on me to start this business so they can buy some. Initially, I did not feel comfortable selling food here, but now I have gotten used to the smell and danger. They buy from me, and some residents also patronize my eatery. I use mosquito coil to ward off flies and other insects.
With the predictions of heavy rains by the Ghana Meteorological Agency, residents now fear for their lives and property due to the fact that even well-thought-out communities are not spared the wrath of the rains. Maestro claims the first phase of the Mamobi drain was completed by the state construction company in 1999. However, the second phase, which traveled from Kaukudi Junction to Mamobi Bridge, seems to be going nowhere. It appears that Mamobi and Nema are sitting on a ticking time bomb. This is so because, after many years of sadness and doubt, the promises from officialdom to complete the project has just been nothing but words, making the lines of hope badly blurred.
T is believing.
Today, the media general is here, the community connect is here. Johnnie, I salute you. The whole world have to see this thing so that we are saying that the life of people of Mamobi Nema is very important. If they don't do this thing and if it rains in the midnight, what will happen? People will not like it.
In 2013, some angry youth of the area issued an ultimatum to the government of the day to either complete the project and wipe away their symbol of disgrace or face multiple demonstrations. That indeed yielded close to nothing. It is true that water is a prized commodity, but must it be fetched from any source despite the consequences? But when a burst pipe profusely wastes clean, potable water, it becomes very worrying and the questions start popping up in your mind. And if indeed cleanliness is really next to godliness, as they say, will God like to dwell in this mess at Nema and Mamobi?
The best in the morning.
This is the lowest point of a project that raised the hopes of the people of Mamobi and Nema so high. And with the rains fast approaching, their physical and medical threats heighten. Who do they look up to? What could they possibly hope for? And who do they turn to for help? Who will fix this mess here at Nema and Mamobi? For Community Connect, this is Johnnie Hughes reporting from Nema and Mamobi.
Here ends our sermon. On behalf of the people of Nema and Mamobi, fix it. Please call me 055 924 27.
Alright, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Mommy, I finished bathing.
Well done, my student. Daddy, I can see the department.
Yes, see how refreshed Toby is looking.
Together, we will show the whole world the true way of germ protection.
The Camel way
eliminates 99.9% of germs. Camel cleans, cares, and protects. This advert is FDA.
Shop and shop again with Maggie in the Maggie Double Chop promo kit. It's a double chop. Buy a tray of Maggie Denede or Maggie Shrimp. Dial the code inside to *380*13# and you could win the grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis cash. There's more amazing prizes like electrical appliances and cash in the monthly draws. It's the Maggie Double Chop promo from May till stocks run out. Buy, dial and win. T's and C's apply.
My first years in university were very difficult for me. I struggled with acne like so many of my friends. When I started using Forever Clear Blemish Control, we all noticed the difference. It was like a light bulb went off. My skin was clearing up, and with it, my confidence soared. I never knew how much a product could change someone's life until I watched my face go through this transformation. I came back from vacation totally radiant, and it inspired all my friends. When I decided to compete for Miss UPSA, my friends were all rooting for me. It was incredible to see how far I had come. I truly embodied confidence. And then I won. It was one of the proudest highlights of my university experience. With the courage to chase my dreams.
Join Tish and countless others who have transformed their lives with Forever Clear Blemish Control. Forever Clear, caring for tomorrow's beauty needs today. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we will discuss how you can win cash by playing 590 on your phone or online. Visit 590mobile.com.gh or dial *959# on any handset or network and choose option 1 on the menu for Direct 1. Select one number from 1 to 90 as your Direct 1 number. You win 40 times your stake amount, only if your selected number is the same number that appears first in the draw. Thank you for your attention. And remember, you can stake your favorite NLA 590 lottery on your phone or online right now. All wins are paid same day, in full, and direct to your Momo.
Please dial 030-824-9477.
For any assistance, 590 Mobile. Let's down some.
My head really aches. Feeling cold and feverish.
Sorry. I know the solution to your problem. It is Procode.
Procode? I bought some 3 days ago, but I'm not seeing any improvement. You can even have a look.
This is fake. Let's go to the drugstore. Please, we want Procode. No, not this.
Oh, but this does the same work, and it's even far cheaper.
No, we insist you give us Procode from Kojak. I don't understand why people give this fake Procode, and where they don't give the fake one, then they give you a similar one with a different name and tell you it works the same. But it is not so. If it's not Procode from Kojak, then we won't accept it.
So this is the original Procode. It has the logo and Kojak boldly written on it.
Yes, for quick and effective relief from headache, flu, nasal congestion and other feverish conditions, insist on Procode from Kojak.
Procode, K-O-J-A-C-H. Procode.
This advert is FDA approved.
Maria Da Paz comes from a family of professional vigilantes, the Ramirez, and falls in love with Amado, a trained lawyer and a member of the rival business clan, the Mato. Facing the hatred nurtured by their families for decades, Maria Da Paz and Amado make a peace pact that ends tragically.
Thank you for she. Força.
Will their love conquer the decades of hate, rivalry, and animosity? Find out in Sweet Diva.
Sweet Diva shows Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by MTN,
Cowbell Coffee, Yamvita, Onga, Kivo 100% natural hot pepper, Cousin's Baby.
Hello, Ghana for McBrown's Kitchen new season. And I'm a Debrewi. Season way, and you are near yen tanya be with you know. Aha, you best see I. When's the last time I called kitchen?
When we got kitchen. No, we got room tea kitchen. When it comes to the bamboo and tilapia paposto, we wear this our home. I also in the crab yamia juma. That be retained.
This year has been good or bad?
This year
in general, be fair.
This year has been great.
Wow.
Coco.
Coco got tilapia on there.
I don't know.
McBrown's Kitchen shows this and every Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by
Hisense and Napa Foods.
My Life Insurance.
Dead Dow Spices.
Tasty Tom. They make them so. Upon the gold and the diamond, the bucks are the oil, we still the beg for dough. Africa rich, we not be poor. Corruption just they make them so. Upon the gold and the diamond, the bucks are the oil, we still the beg for food. Now everything may fall apart. Politicians they lie, we that be fat. Them go to fill them my bellies, their family, then leaving the poor to suffer that. Promises for promises. After your vote, them go leave your premises. I just see the remedies. All these years come alive, became images. Yeah, more roads and hospitals. They would fly to Europe for health issues. They would use one hand and taxes to show them my girls, them barbecues. Mama Africa, eh. Mama Africa, eh. Mama Africa, eh. Mama Africa, eh. Yaro, yara. Wosho, no yara. Yaro, yara. Wosho, mo jini babi yara. Yaro, yara. evil or we go match for boot for boot. Rise up my country people, rise up my country youth. We they deserve the best, no evil or we go match for boot for boot. Now everything may fall apart, politicians they lie without be facts. Them go they fill them my bellies, them family they live in the world to suffer that. Promises for promises, after your vote them go leave your premises. I just received the remedies, all these years come alive became magic. War roads and hospitals, them go they fly to Europe for health issues. Them go they use one hard and taxes to chill them and girls them barbecues. Mama Africa, eh, Mama Africa, eh, Africa, eh, Africa, eh, Mama Africa, eh, Africa, eh. Yaro, yaro, wonso yaro, 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 wonso manjini patio yaro, 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 wonso
they have to engage and do NDC MPP in the by-election according to the statement. They also continue, the MPP largely is of the belief that it will be inhumane and unconscionable to subject the nation Ghana to a competitive process in search of a replacement for the departed MP Murtala Mohammed of Tamale Central. Right. So very poignant there and well put, but what do you make of it in the first place? Well, for some people, that's the right thing to do. Others also say that, well, what do you mean by that you are not going to participate? But at the end of the day, they've given reasons. So I kind of want to put these into perspective. You know, we have another one, as I told you, in Akwitia, also coming up. So how do we, you know, sync the two in terms of what action also need to be replicated by the NDC as well? I'm talking about the NDC. I have one of the strong members of the party, very young lawyer as well. And Hamza is here. Hamza, how are you?
No bad, my brother.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Our colleagues in the studio. Of course, our cherished viewers out there.
Commiserations to all of us, right?
Yes, to all of us.
All right. Daniel Sapong is a right-hand man of Alan Kojo Chamanting, has a name called John. So when they are doing the numerology and the permutation, John is always coming up because of Alan. Good morning to you, Daniel Sapong.
Good morning, Roland.
Great.
It's been a while.
Yes, well morning.
Yes, and our condolences to the families and also to Asante man. You know, it was formally announced yesterday on the demise of the mother of Asante man. She's not only a queen mother, but also the blood sister of Pimswa. And as an Asante, I would have to extend my condolences to Asante man. And Alan, and on behalf of the Movement for Change, has issued a statement of condolences already to Asante man and Asante Hine, Ghana as a whole. Okay. And so as we wait for the other traditional formalities to take place. So.
All right, so I have a legal practitioner as well, Austin Bracco Powers, and got to know him really before he became now almost like a regular rider on TV3NewDay. On TikTok, now I live on TikTok these days. And your channel on TikTok is...
Ask Lawyer Bracco Powers.
Yeah, Ask Lawyer Bracco Powers. And all tips you need for the entrance exams into Makola if you want to be a prospective law student. And then also you're already in school, you know the C-top. Like, well, many people don't know the C-top sometimes.
But why are you stretching your hands?
Nobody is seeing me stretching my hands. I'm in the frame. For production purposes, I'm in the frame. I'm not gesturing towards you. So welcome.
Thank you, Roland. And one morning to your viewers and those who are listening.
No.
I think it's like you well intimated. We're all morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have all sets. What does it mean? So what do you make of it in the first place? So Hamza, the pressure is on. The NDC should replicate that in Akwitia. But what do you make of the MPP's position in the first place?
Roland, good morning once again. Even before I comment on the press statement of the New Patriotic Party, I think that it is important for us once again to pay glowing tribute to our fallen heroes and invoke our scriptures to call on them, especially the families directly affected, to have faith in the Almighty Allah. He alone knows why they had to go through that particular route to exit this world. And so we can only hope and pray that His mercies will continue to be on them, even as they transition to the hereafter. And most importantly, for those of us who are Muslims, death is also another important point of reflection for us, and a reminder that each and every one of us will embark on this journey. And so it is a period of reflection for us to begin to do that necessary self-introspection into our lives, into our service, especially when it comes to the Republic of Ghana. and ask ourselves how we would want to meet our Creator and also the kind of legacy we would want to leave behind as servants of the Republic. So that lesson ought not to be lost on any member of society, and especially the people of the Republic of Ghana. It is painful, it is difficult to forget that experience, but like I indicated, the scriptures, especially the Holy Quran, gives many of us that comfort, and I believe it is same in the Holy Bible. It gives many of us that comfort that this is the will of the Creator. And irrespective of wherever they were, death could have still caught up with them. But we must also make sure that we live in a way that will more or less elevate the kind of lives they lived on this earth in terms of service to Mother Ghana, and be champions of the need for us to ensure that we successfully drive what they were fighting for on behalf of the Republic of Ghana. My condolences once again to His Excellency the President and the entire government, and most importantly, to the bereaved families. Roland,
sir,
even before the NPP presser, there is also another time bomb waiting to explode. And that has to do with the ports, Tema ports. I think before the incident, I received a number of calls about happenings going on as far as the Tema port is concerned. And that has to do with the excavators that have been imported into the country. Government, through a policy directive, decided that there was the need for you to get a permit from the Ministry of Transport before you are able to clear your excavators. I am reliably informed that that policy initiative of His Excellency the President and the entire government is being taken advantage of by workers at the port and customs, not only to frustrate the policy, but frustrate every available transaction in the port. Because I'm told that the permit has to come from the Minister of Transport, then that permit is taken to the Commissioner General, who would then verify through the processes. And I can assure you that the verification processes, a lot of money is being demanded by servants or the customs officials and those who have businesses doing with the ports. So it has become another milk cow for many people at the ports. And as a result of that engagement, it is affecting the ability for even the state to clear other containers not associated with excavators, which is leading to demurrages being paid to international agencies, not Ghana. Remember, on daily basis, people who have imported containers unrelated even to the excavators, but because of the choking and the needless introduction of formalities to extort under the guise of implementing the president's policy, people have to pay demurrages in millions, which undoubtedly in the not too distant future would have an impact on even our exchange rate stability that we are boasting about. And so even the Minister of Finance should be interested. Is there no way that we can move these containers to a safe place? And even if these people would have to pay renting charges, so that the permit processes can begin to go on from that safe zone, and other unassociated imports, they would be able to clear their containers without this necessary hiccup. So this is a call to His Excellency President Mahama, that an entire government, that though the policy is genuine, once again, like President Mills experienced and had to go to the ports, workers are taking advantage, customs officials are taking advantage of the policy. And if care is not taken, it will explode in the face of the government. And the people of this country will begin to question the motive of this government, especially when it comes to regulation of that industry. We must not wait for those who did not understand why we had to go out in the 16 regions of this country to campaign to win the confidence of the Ghanaian people, to take advantage of that mandate and defraud the states in ways, or extort the states in ways they are doing it. So I think that the Minister of Transport and national security must begin to go into these matters so that we can sanitize that process on behalf of His Excellency President Mahama. Having said that, to the NPP's presser, I think that it is within their democratic right to express or to issue the statement that they have. And I think that we respect it, to say the least. But Roland, even before the unfortunate demise of our 8 heroes, I heard similar calls that were being made and championed by leading members of the New Patriotic Party, indirectly inviting the National Democratic Congress to refrain from the Akwetia by-election. Unfortunately, many people were also convinced by that call, because the question was, what do you need that seat for? Because in any case, you don't have your 2/3 majority in Parliament. So why not just leave the Akwetia seat to the good people of, to the New Patriotic Party as a political party? But you see, in our democracy, you don't get to pick and choose. We need to understand that our democracy is regulated by the 1992 Constitution. And it is not about the feeling of a political party. It is about the position of the Constitution and the expectations of the Ghanaian people. So it is not about a political party deciding to contest or not to contest. The question you should ask yourself, what would be the effect of your decision not to contest on the ability of the good people of this country to make a determined choice going forward as far as representation is concerned? And so in the case of Akwetia, the National Democratic Congress, if it had taken a decision to withdraw, what it simply meant was that it was denying the good people of Akwetia to make an informed decision as to who to represent them in Parliament. And remember, the NDC would have thought that we don't need a vote, but it's not about you. Maybe the people in their own judgment would have concluded that, look, if the NDC had presented a candidate, we could have taken advantage of that because the NDC is in government now. Engage the NDC and tell them that, look, we would give you the mandate, but at the end of the day, make sure that you construct this road, construct that road. You are going to deny them the opportunity to be able to effectively negotiate with the ruling government. And so it was bigger than just an NDC yearning for an additional seat. That would do nothing to the 2/3 majority. But it was in fulfillment of our democratic principles as a political party that the NDC decided that it will not go against the 1992 Constitution and our electoral laws by denying the good people of Akwetia the opportunity to have a choice when it comes to who represents them in Parliament. And my advice to the NPP on the basis of that...
So what? That the constituents of the voters who would have participated or who will participate in this by-election for, well, reasonability, having the right to make the choices from the candidates of both parties or the others as well, that is unjustifiable, you say?
I think so, because that is the bedrock of our democracy. It is not about what the political parties feel. It is about what the people on the ground feel. It
not solidarity, Hamza?
The Constitution itself tells you.
Before then,
but let me, and it's important. Roland, please. Roland.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Roland, you see, it is important to state that it's not just about solidarity. Even the framers of our Constitution understood that anytime there's a demise, people would be sad. The nation would come to a standstill. But in their wisdom, they thought it wise to make a provision. They didn't say appointment, you replace by appointment. They say an electoral process again, and they gave timelines. Because at the end of the day, you don't lead a country based on emotions. You lead a country based on set down principles. And those principles are those enshrined in the 19th Constitution and our electoral laws. So if you feel that as a result of emotional attachment, you are going to deny the good people of this country an opportunity to make an informed choice, that would be grossly unfair to those people. Let us leave that decision to the people of this country. The challenge is on us to go and conduct ourselves in these by-elections in ways that will be dignifying of the dead. So if you call on us not to engage in any acrimony when it comes to the contest, I respect that. That is how it should be. Why can't we, as a people, use these by-elections to indicate our willingness to engage in a different kind of politics? Let us accept that challenge. Let us go there and come out in a peaceful contest that will be dignifying to the dead and our democratic principles. That is the test. It is not about running away under the guise of emotions. We all know that in any case, Roland, from where I sit, I sincerely doubt if that statement is informed by any sincere feeling of empathy.
Oh, but Hamza, you cannot make those conclusions.
And I will explain why.
You're a lawyer.
I will explain why. I don't think so. I think that the death has not hit us really hard, maybe the way it should have. Because, like I indicated in my opening remarks, it's a reflection point for us, Roland. And we must not play politics with this issue. We must not seek to score cheap political goals when we are pretending to be so concerned. And for me, that was my disappointment when I read the statement.
Playing cheap political gimmicks and games.
Election, many people have passed. Parliamentarians have passed. We have all gone to contest elections. Is the MPP going in the same spirit withdraw from the Akwetia by-election? So they will not contest the Akwetia by-election because that one is even, the date has been set. And we are still in that mourning mood. In that same spirit, will the NPP withdraw from the Akwetia by-election?
Maybe they are doing that because that's their seat, so they want
So that is the point I am making, that we should not engage in this politics of convenience and use this unfortunate demise to pursue unhealthy partisan objectives. Because it is clear, they know that Tamale Central is a seat they cannot win. So that is the reason why they are willing to let go of that. But in the same spirit of a period of mourning and the circumstances of death and the fact that it has brought the nation together, will they withdraw from Akwetia? These are questions we should be asking, because Akwetia's date has been set. And it is painful for us to use this solemn period to begin to set the stage to engage in our destructive politics again. I thought that this would have been an opportune moment for all of us as political actors to begin to change our ways and uphold sincerity and uphold principle in ways that can inure to the benefit of our democratic dispensation and the good people of this country. But unfortunately, Roland, I am sad to begin my appearance on this show this week with the responsibility of having to critique the statement of the NPP, when at this particular moment we should be banding together as a republic to go through this process. But this needless politicking with the lives of people is something we must condemn.
Well, just to recall the MPP statement and then also look at the votes from the last election. And probably if we even have Akwetia, because he's brought in Akwetia, etc., we'll just do that as I go to Braco and then ask the critical question. And so we'll put that on the screen for you. Because so far, the Tamale Central, the differences are showing Mutala securing 75% of the votes, and then the MPP candidate at the time, 24% of the votes. And even that, if Akwetia is even ready, we can even still go there and then put all matters into perspective. And, well, this one was very close. Is a reason why it's been in courts subsequently, of course. And just 52%, well, it's not just. It's first past the post, really. And so 52% secured by Yao, or NS Yao Kumi. And then we have also Henry securing 47%. And so, well, somebody will say that Akwetia has always been a toss-up, always swing sometimes. But at the end of the day, should it not be the reasons being adduced by the MPP for their decision to recuse themselves from the Tamale Central election, that should be of concern to everybody, or that should rather elicit the empathy that is needed, the intention,
exactly.
Other than that the time is not right. The date has been set for Akwetia. Burial of Mutala just happened. Indeed, the other 6 have not been done, and so we're still in that period. But at the end of the day, announcing this as a major political party, just that left government, also means that they mean well to you.
Yes, Roland, I think the decision of the NPP is a reflection. I mean, it's a refreshing one. And a solid development. And I think, first, the NPP has demonstrated that politics must also be about conscience. You know, I've always maintained that politics is first conscience, second principle, and third competition. But often than not, we have placed competition above conscience and principle. And well, let me put on record that this is not the first time a political party has pulled out of a by-election. In fact, we have such incidents in the past. 2016, when J.B. Dankwa Edu died, the NDC decided to pull out of the by-election. Also, in 2024, John Kuma, the NPP decided that they were not going to contest. The NDC decided that they were not going to contest the Jiso seat.
So you are saying there's precedent?
There is clear. But in all these incidents, it's about conscience. I've always articulated that we must deal with each situation based on each peculiar fact. So the NPP is saying that they are pulling out because they consider a competitive politics as inhumane at this time, as inhumane, and they believe that it's unconscionable. I think when you read, it's about the heart, the motive that matters, not the politics. It's a motive. The NPP has clearly demonstrated that, like I intimated, politics must be about conscience. So that you look at the mood of the people, you read the mood, and you conclude that there's no need for competitive politics at this time. Let's allow the governing National Democratic Congress to go ahead and select their own, select a replacement for the fallen hero. But, you know, I've heard many people say the NPP is chicken now because they are seeing the signs on the wall.
Could not that be the case?
But, well, is politics always about winning?
Then what is it about? You're just contesting. You want to be like Akpalu.
The issue is that politics is always about winning. It's about closing the winner-loser gap. The electoral gap also motivates politics. So sometimes you look at you do the math, you look at the constituency in place, and you can conclude that with this constituency, we are clearly not going to win, but we are aiming at closing the electoral gap. And that is what, if NPP had decided to contest the Tamale Central seat, that would have been the option. Because when you look at the numbers, clearly it was not in favor of the numbers as...
they favor the ruling party?
Favored the ruling party.
Because it's a stronghold.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, that politics is always not about winning. It's about closing the electoral gap. So NPP would have decided that, no, we are going in to close a gap to improve our electoral fortune. But they decided that, no, let's also think about the family, the bereaved, and look at the mood, look at the circumstances. We think it is not ideal for us to go ahead and compete with the National Democratic Congress. I think it's a refreshing development. It has nothing to do whether the NPP is afraid of losing the seat or not, because already the seat was not for them. And looking at the numbers, they know that if they are going in, it is not to win, but in any case, to close the gap. But they decided that, no, let's take a third option. And the third option is that let's stay away. Let's allow the governing National Democratic Congress to go ahead and elect a replacement.
Okay, let me ask you this. Since you also, as you're honing your trade in law, it also means that your observations also could be tried in relation to how we do the interpretations. And you cite some of the instance cases where NDC or MPP have decided to make withdrawals. I guess so, right?
Yes,
that's a stronghold of the MPP.
Yes.
And then which other one did you mention?
We have Ibwakwa.
Ibwakwa by historical records?
Ibwakwa has always been for, MPP. That's J.B. Danko MPP.
Okay, and then which other one did you say?
Yeah, so the two.
Okay.
I started the two.
So in these instant cases, could it not be possible that because of sympathy votes, that maybe the substantive stronghold party could get in a by-election? All these decisions that were made by MPP in the past, or also NDC in the past, was more politically astute or reasonable or motivated?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. The NDC has also, demonstrated in the past that politics are about conscience. When you look at, that's what I'm saying, that the motive matters.
Yes.
When you read the statement of Johnson C. Dunkicha then, in 2016, when he was the General Secretary, he said, we want to indicate that we share in the grief and the late member of parliament's family, constituents, and indeed the nation are going through. The motive. The motive. In 2024, the motive was different. In this case, Fifi Kwete said, so far, this by-election, NDC will not be part of it. We are very confident about the processes we have in place. We want to make sure we have the time to implement them fully in the major election. So it's a motive. When you look at the 2016 statement issued by Johnson, the motive was that the period the nation found itself then wasn't ideal for a competitive politics. And I have no misgivings with that, with regard to that. Okay. I think we have given to ourselves a democratic process. And like Amza well articulated, we have the 1992 Constitution governing electoral processes alongside other allied laws. But in any way, politics has to be conscious. Sometimes you read the room. That's why when you look at those psychologists, they talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence plays a key role.
So the MPP has exhibited a clear and strong emotional intelligence.
Exactly. And I think, Roland, this is the great. You see, if you ask me, I'll tell you that this is the greatest tribute. Yes, this is the greatest. Yes, tribute now within the circumstances. This is the greatest tribute in Hannah of Metala Mohammed than anything that I've heard or anything that I've read. Because you see, the
Akwetia election date was set.
Yes, it's been set.
Why didn't they, perhaps, or these arguments come up for the NDC also to abstain?
Why isn't the NDC deciding to pull out, or why isn't the NDC considering pulling out of the Akwetia by-election? I don't want us to saddle our politics with this path, because when we do that, in the end, we won't win.
All right.
Let us remain in our competitive politics. But at a point, let us demonstrate that politics must first be about conscience.
Conscience.
You get it?
All right.
And Roland, the thing is that I just want to put on record that the death of the 8th should be an inflection point for us. And it should be a wake-up call for us to jolt out of our slumber and tackle Galamsey head-on. Because this lethargic attitude towards Galamsey is not helping us. Because now we know that the people who are behind this Galamsey, one, they have heavy purse. Two, they are influential. And it's becoming, and they are connected. So because of these three elements, it's becoming very, very difficult for our government to handle it, despite the noise they made when they were in opposition. But we believe that this should be, the death of the 8th should be an inflection point. Let us say, never again, and handle Galamsey head-on.
Okay, you know Tamale Central very well, and indeed other constituencies within the Tamale enclave, metropolis or greater Tamale, so to speak. So for MPP sympathizers in the area, they should receive this with good news, or perhaps be aggrieved that their party will not be contesting. But more so, as you make commentary on this, how does that reflect as to a position that, for example, Austin holds, that it is more of questionability, is more of empathy, emotiveness, and then trying to solidarize with the NDC and then the nation in these grieving periods?
Roland, I believe my brother has made a lot of, heart-touching comments, but it doesn't wash when it comes to these things.
Why?
First of all, let's understand that political parties make these decisions based on strategies and based on whether or not they have a chance. And no political strategist would push the client to lose face and to lose resources. And so, based on the elements on the table, a decision will be made.
Saving face?
Number one, Tamale Central originally is not an NDC stronghold.
Okay.
from the days of the late Mustafa Ali Idris. Oyulma, what are you saying? Well, Professor, what are you saying? And you know, the man who did political swap. If you study Tamale Central very well, Tamale Central is more of, for lack of a better expression, an account-dominated community. That's where all the businesses are.
Okay.
The Kwaus, the Ashantis, the Bronze. That is where we are sitting with everybody. I mean, that's my constituency. Tamale Central used to be my constituency.
Okay. Growing up.
Growing up, yes. And so, if you tell me that NPP just wants to let go because of this, I mean, that would not be fair. Because it had been their stronghold. NPP at the time lost it as a result of these same internal wranglings and disunity in the party, because it was the only seat the NPP had. Until they brought about Tamale North. They took away Tamale North out of Tamale Central, then Tamale South out of Tamale Central. Then it became the Central Business District. So there are a lot of elements at play here. So that, let's put that one aside. See, the circumstances of death, all right, comes to play here. If you look at J.B. Dankwa, he was murdered in cold blood. And so the NDC at the time decided that, listen, already it's not our seat. So in order to honor the grieving family, let's leave it, because one, we are just going to lose money, we are going to lose resources, we are not going to win. We need to save the face. Even at that, if you look at the numbers, the NDC could have decided to push, but they left it. That was, I think, in 2016 or so. 2012, JB Danko was 2012, 2016. Yeah. And so they left it, they didn't go on. Now, if you look at Ejusu, the circumstance of death was not an issue. But the NDC decided not to contest also, because they look at the numbers. I mean, Ejusu is a safe seat for the NPP. The gentleman who contested as an independent candidate is a former MP. Straight away, is an NPP. And so there would be no need going to waste resources in that constituency when we were just about getting into the main elections, and you needed to strategize. You needed resources to do that. If you are looking at the numbers, Tamale Central now is a safe seat for the NDC.
Due to the recent patterns?
Due to the recent patterns. Lawyer Yunus Hussaini in 2016 had 38,531, as against the Imoro 25,000. Now, Murtala Mohammed shot it up to 52,000 plus. The NPP reduced in votes to 16,000. Huge gap. Huge gap. Yes, I would agree with him. They might want to go there and appreciate votes. But to what extent? If probably they had appreciated votes from 2016 to 2020 and 2024, then I would say they want to go and gain something. But the circumstance, the numbers now, does not favor that. Okay, and so that, I don't want to call it a political mind game, where you would want to say, okay, the circumstances are there. You know, Ghanaians are very emotional when it comes to these things. So they left the seat for you in Tamale Central because of the death.
Are you making claims that the MPP has read the mood and decided to strike the right chords?
Yeah. That's what I started by saying, that every political party has political strategists. They sit down to analyze the issue. What are the numbers in Akwatia? Akwatia is a swing seat. What's the lawyer's name?
Baba Jamal.
Baba Jamal.
Has been in, out, in, out.
Has been in, out, in, out. It's a swing seat. You understand me? So a little push by the NDC could bring Akwatia back to them. Don't also forget that Akwatia itself, the constituency for MPP, there's so much of division in Akwatia as a party there.
I don't understand.
From the Amasei's time, there has been a lot of issues. They have not been able to settle all these matters. And so anybody advising the NDC from a political strategic point of view would say, listen, you can bet on Akwatia, push a little more, because there is no unity in the party in Akwatia. So if there is no unity in the party in Akwatia, it means that they could draw in some level of apathy, which you could ride on. Yours might not be to gain votes, but to be able to push so that the apathy in the NPP increases. I hope you are getting me. So it is just a.
So you're saying there could be a two-pronged strategy: participate and win it, or nick it, or decide to further cause more divisions.
Divisions.
I say.
You understand?
What about the argument? What about the argument about
whether or not? I'm
the
sorry.
mourning period?
Listen, whether or not, that is our constitution. Why the constitution knew, the framers of our constitution knew about the mourning state and moods when they said that in 20 days or how many days, the seat ought to be declared vacant and preparations for a by-election needs to go on. Why? Because we have a country to govern. You get it? The country will not be able to come to a standstill. That is so. If we want to have a review of our constitution and the procedures when it comes to when an MP dies whatsoever under any circumstances, let us push for that. But as it stands, that is what, because then Parliament should just say, let's hold on. You are a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. They should just hold on. And they should hold the processes. Let us finish grieving. Let's go bury them. Let's do all the funeral rites and everything. Then we come and then we do the politics of it. So Roland, as it stands, in my view, yes, I think probably, as lawyer said, it's one of the best decisions that maybe the MPP has taken in a very long time.
That he will want
in a very long time.
He will want the NDC to replicate that.
Replicate under what circumstance?
Mourning.
For what reason?
Death.
Are the circumstances of death the same? Are the circumstances of death the same?
Okay, one, they were on a mission.
One was on a national assignment.
And the accident was
brutal. It is like a soldier who goes to the war front and dies, and a soldier who is sick on his bed and dies. I do not think that they treat them the same. You understand me? One was on a national assignment. One was probably, I'm told, was not so well or so. But, I mean, the circumstances are different. So let us not play emotions with this.
No emotions.
Let's not play emotions with this. Let's deal with the matter as it stands. The numbers does not favor them, number one. Number two, I think there is a wind that has blown. And the NDC would definitely want to take advantage of that wind.
What's the wind?
What the NPP should be concentrating now is how best to consolidate their base, how best to restructure their party, and to rebrand the party. If not, as Mr. Mpianim, the economist, has stated, I was watching one of his interviews, it will become a politically irrelevant party as the CPP. I didn't say it. It was the economist that said it. I'm only riding on his words. So as for this matter, let it lie. If they have decided not to contest the Tamale Central, it's good for them. They will save some resources because the numbers do not add up. 52,000 against 16,000. I mean, this is, you see, and surprisingly, if they go to Tamale and they want to contest under the circumstances which my brother lost his life, all right, they are going to add up to the gains of the NDC.
I see. So, Dr. Koba, strategy or just pure solidarity? What's your own observation so far?
I have no problem at all. First of all, let me
say good morning.
Say good morning to the good people of Commander traditional area.
Is that your constituency?
Yes, that is where I come from.
If
I did not be for Western education, I'll be a fisherman with my boat there this morning.
I don't understand. Are you saying fishermen like those who have the big trolleys, etc., in Netherlands, Japan, etc.?
No, we are talking about
Ghana.
We are talking about
his constituency.
No, I just want to put it into context.
We're talking about my people on the ground in Commander. You know, we are very simple people. And then let's also recognize the mourning in Kumasi, you know, the traditional, the Queen Mother, you know, and we solidarize with Asante, the people of the Asante region. Roland, I have no problem at all with my learned friend's submission in terms of the considerations that we go through in a situation like this. I think he said that there is conscience, there is something else, and then competition. Principle and competition. That's fine. However, I think it's a balancing act. And I don't think it's fair in terms of assessment of any situation to decide that conscience rises above all other considerations in a situation like this. I think that really, to begin with, it is very much the prerogative of the party of MPP to decide how best the party's interests will be served in a situation like this. My hope is that the party is not doing this just having Akwatia in mind, that it is to influence us as voters to think that they chose a higher ground in terms of contesting, and the NDC felt like they should go ahead and contest in Akwatia in spite of the demise of Yao Kumi. I think we should recognize that parliamentary democracy is not simply about political parties.
Why not?
It is about the citizens. It is the choice of the constituents that matter. And political parties, if anything, are just vehicles, you know, to express the will of the people. I'm not too sure whether MPP as a party consulted the rank and file, the constituents, as to whether they want them to do what they're doing.
Dr. Kopa, what you're saying is very indicting. You're making claims that as a special purpose vehicle, being the intermediary for the choices that the voters in Akwatia or Tamale Central should be making, they should have widely consulted stakeholders?
I am a Democrat.
I see.
I really believe that whatever happens at party headquarters should be informed by the rank and file. It should be informed by what is happening at the base of the party. I am worried about some of the decisions that NPP as a party has taken recently, not because I'm a member, but because I'm a citizen. I think the decision to start with the flag bearer elections and then trickle it down to the rank and file, I think it's undemocratic, and I have said so elsewhere. And I think this decision, I think, is in the same vein. You don't decide for the people of Tamale that we are not going to contest. You know, the people of Tamale should have the first say in how
who represents
who replaces.
Yeah, but we've, as cited by lawyer Bracco,
yes,
we've had instances. There's a Jessel, there's a when JB Dankwaidu was murdered in the...
For me, from where I'm coming from, two wrongs don't make one right. You know, the decision as to whether the party should contest in Tamale or not, I think should be a decision that rests on the people of Tamale, not some big wigs at the party headquarters, which I think that's what has happened.
Well, we also told that the NDC should replicate it, Dr. Kobna.
I don't think the NDC as a party should. They shouldn't replicate what I think is a wrong.
And that's Yakumi. He's dead, though.
Yes, but it's a, you know, it doesn't matter, and I don't want to sound unfeeling. You know, we are all mourning. Yeah, I think we are all affected by these heroes and how they have sacrificed on our behalf. But we have a constitution, and the constitution rests on the power that we derive from the people, the citizens. And I think political parties are supposed to be a vehicle for citizens to express their will. It is not meant to impose decisions on the ordinary Ghanaian in Tamale, for example. So I think that, having said that, I think that the Constitution and their own party rules and regulations, their Constitution, allows them to do that. So we cannot fault them for doing it. I do not think that is a good example for other parties to emulate. And I hope that the other parties, CPP, PNC, and
what's Kofi Akpal's party?
I don't know. I hope they will present candidates so that the people of Tamale would have the opportunity to make a decision. I always say that Tamale is. I'm very fond of Tamale because that's where I started school. Yes, I went to class 1 at the United Primary School in Tamale.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it's a special place for me. I think the people of Tamale deserve,
I see,
to be able to make a choice without anything being imposed on them from Accra.
All right, Hamza, just 2.5 minutes for each of us. So the conclusion then is each circumstance and the treatment and the decision making. What about the precedents that have been cited?
I think that,
which now it looks like, well, for those who say they side with the MPP, it should be replicated in Akwetia.
Roland, I think that in my initial submission, I was clear. I said that it was within the democratic right of the New Patriotic Party to exercise that decision, not to contest as far as these by-elections are concerned. But I faulted the bad faith with which the statement intended to pursue. And I did not mince words. So I can appreciate the anger, what's his name? My brother,
lawyer
Austin
Bracco Powers.
And I was smiling at his attempt to justify the position of his friends. But you see, Austin, it is within the democratic right of the New Patriotic Party to decide not to contest. But I questioned the motive, the bad faith. And I made the point that if indeed it is about honoring the heroes that we lost on Wednesday, then we should not even wait until Tamale Central comes, because the date for Tamale Central has not even been set yet by the Electoral Commission. So if we are in the mourning mood and they want to show respect to these fallen heroes, let us see that good faith being demonstrated in the case of Akwetia. So we know that when it comes to Akwetia, the NPP has not indicated that it is not going to contest the Akwetia seat. And that date for the by-election has been set. We are still in the mourning mood. Not even the Electoral Commissioner has spoken about Tamale Central. So why the haste in issuing a statement on a by-election or on a constituency that has not even yet been declared officially for parties to continue to engage, when we have one that has been declared and a date for by-election set? So I questioned the bad faith, and I proceeded to say that when it comes to such withdrawals, I do not think that it inures well to the benefit of our democracy, in the sense that, look, the framers of our constitution knew that anytime there's a demise or someone passes, people would naturally feel bad. But it did not say that when it comes to replacements of their seats, we should do so by appointment. And I invited all of us as political parties to rather use that particular context, either Akwetia or Tamale Central, to signal our willingness to move away from acrimonious politicking. That would be the greatest legacy that we can leave for these guys, those who unfortunately lost their lives. But to shroud it in politics as usual, pretending.
Well, they say if they contest, the mood in Tamale Central will be heightened. Indeed, the whole country will be engulfed. We'll be discussing it.
It is not the demise of the 8 is bigger than Tamale Central constituency. It is a tragic loss to the state. The good people of Akwetia are part of that tragedy. And so, if indeed you want to signal a national sense of unity, my plea is that don't do so on the basis of strategy. And you know that this statement is not about pursuing the interests of the Republic of Ghana. It is largely about a strategic pursuit on the part of the New Patriotic Party. And so there is no greater disservice to the memory of our last 8, than the attempt by Austin Bracco Powers to brand this strategic move, shrouded in bad faith, as the greatest tribute to our fallen heroes.
He didn't say strategic move. You are interpreting it that way.
This bad move.
It's bad
it's
in solidarity
and for him
with the
to attempt to dress it in robes of good faith and the greatest tribute to the last 8 is one of the greatest disservice and unfortunate statements that I have heard since Wednesday. Because you see, this kind of politics must cease. We must be honest in our dealings. You know, as a matter of fact, that this decision and this letter is driven by strategy, only clothed in so-called sympathy and empathy. So how on earth will you brand such insult on the face of the Ghanaian people when we are mourning, and we are not even talking about Tamale Central? The MPP has hurriedly gone to issue a statement on Tamale Central about by-election, and you brand such disingenuous statement as the greatest tribute to the memory of our fallen heroes. Okay, so why do we do this to ourselves as a republic? Why?
Lawyer, he says.
Why do we do this?
So lawyer Hamza
just
said,
for politics.
This is a well-garnished salad, but the ingredients the leaves really are neem tree leaves.
Well, I think let's
poorly ill-intended.
Let's put on record. This is usually when you engage in needless politicking, you tend to overlook the reality. Sometimes unnecessary misreading of the intent of a document can lead to poor interpretation.
Which one is the document?
So I'm talking about the press statement.
But it's a decision. It's a decision communicated in that document.
Exactly. So when you engage in unnecessary politicking, you overread or misread the intent or the motive
of the decision.
Okay. But you see, I maintain that MPP
justify this.
Please.
Don't do.
You've had your turn. Like Bracco Powers, yes.
I know they are your people, but be measured because of the circumstances we find ourselves.
Please.
I'm not using
Hamza,
but don't play this kind of
Hamza. You guys were year mates. It's okay.
I know you very well.
I don't want Zato Solomon. Yeah, please.
Hamza knows our engagement. Goes beyond this. We're not here to.
No, it's not personal.
It's not personal. No, we are entering into. This is a marketplace of ideas.
Yeah.
We are sharing our perspective on the press statement of them.
So I ask you again, salad, well garnished, but the leaves are neem.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the decision he's claiming is more of a strategic nature than more of a commiserating nature.
Well, and from where he sits and from where he's coming from, that is pardonable because AMSA is entitled to, ascribe any kind of attribute he wants to the statement.
Okay, and from where you sit and where you're coming from.
But this is it. We must be able to look beyond politics and be able to see things for what they are worth. I think the decision is MPP has demonstrated good faith.
So you don't see strategy
barring what you may think is strategic. Maybe that is your reading of the decision. But I see a party that has demonstrated good conscience. That looking at the circumstances, we don't think it is necessary for us to engage in competitive politics.
So will you contest in Equatia?
No. Why must they back up from Equatia? Because it is their member of parliament who is down. Who is down?
Okay, so let me ask you.
Pull out.
I was giving to Hamza. So let me borrow from his words. Relax, Hamza. Relax. So my question then, what advice then would you, on the other hand, give the NDC then in the decision to whether they have to field the candidate or not in Akwatia?
Well, I think the NDC is entitled to its own decision, and we believe that, like I've intimated.
What would be your advice?
My advice is for them to compete, because the pulling out of MPP from Tamale Central should not be the basis for the NDC to say we are also not contesting the MPP in Akwatia. I think the NDC has its own right, or is within their own right to contest the Akwatia seat, which is in line with our democratic process. I don't think there's anything. The MPP took this decision just to trace the arms of the NDC to also follow suit. I don't see that. I see a genuine statement, which we must see we must see it as it is. But like I said, this is a decision by the New Patriotic Party. People are entitled to ascribe whatever attribute or misread it as they see fit. But we must be able to go beyond the petty politics and see the decision for what it is worth.
All right. Your advice to the NDC, they should replicate that in Akwatia or not?
As a student of politics, no, I do not think so. Politics is not about reciprocation, am I right? If that is a word. And politics is about strategies, and politics is about, it's a process also. If you read the MPP's statement, the last but one paragraph, and I would share with my brother, it is considered view of the party that the greatest tribute that the MPP and the rest of the nation can pay in honor of the departed is not only to win the fight against Galamsey, but also to ensure a smooth, peaceful replacement of the good people for the good people of Tamale Central. I believe that not contesting the seat will not be considered as the greatest tribute, but putting in efforts, biopolitical, in a fight against Galamsey is what will be the greatest tribute. I have stated on many other platforms that Major Mahama's death, if that couldn't resolve Galamsey, and we have added the numbers of our 8 heroes, you understand me? This should not be a call to a fight, but this should be a call to the end of Galamsey. I still maintain, I know the table is full of lawyers. They have their own human rights. They have studied law, I have not studied law. That the aggressive strategy that has been on the shelves and on the table for a long time ought to be implemented. What has happened should make us have a review of the strategy in dealing with Galamsey. I have read pieces of these small-scale miners trying to push against the shoot-to-kill call and all of that. No. That should be one of the strategies.
To scare, deter?
Once those areas are declared a security area or a no-go zone, my brother, I stated here, I think when the Galamsey issues, you are the one who hosted, I said that if Galamsey is only considered as ecocide, we will not, it will not touch us that much. But if in addition of it being an issue of ecocide, we see it as a genocide, where innocent lives are being lost every day. If those people we say they should shoot to kill have human rights, those who are dead, those who were crushed, have the right to life, unless otherwise that is not law. Your left, where it ends, is the beginning of somebody's, where your right ends is the beginning of somebody's left. So let us be considerate and deal with the matter as it's on. And Roland, another call. How our brothers were treated, their bodies were treated, the accident scene was treated, should be a call for a reconsideration and a re-strategizing policy for the people who handle our national disaster. The NADMOs, the Ghana Red Cross societies, and all of that. We should probably be introducing first aid and disaster and accident scene or site management programs from our lower class levels, like the way we used to have life skills. We should be able to have some of these programs whereby we would inculcate in ourselves how to manage accident scenes and disaster scenes, how we will manage the situations until the experts arrive. You understand me? How to protect the site. If we had even 4 or 5 such persons who had volunteered in this community and they had been able to secure the place, I do not think we would have seen the turns. I wept. I told somebody, I said, I wept not because of the dead. I wept because of how they were treated. We've seen dead people, but for heroes of our country, for managers of our country, for leaders, people who who were in position with so much humility to have been treated the way they were treated. We need to look at this and consider this. NADMO should go beyond just the distribution of food and blankets and relief items. They should go into our communities. They don't necessarily have to have officers. All right, they should have people they would train and they would volunteer. That when there is an accident, there is a disaster. All right, we are the 4, 5, 10 people in this community who would first be on site, who would first manage the situation, protect these places, because every single item there is most of evidence. Yes, and for what had happened. And for people to pick items from the helicopter, packages and other things to their homes. And I've lived in a village before. I've worked and lived in Totrosu and other places very close to Côte d'Ivoire. When these things happened, they will pick these monuments. They treat them as monuments, clean them, put them on the center tables and the dining tables, and they admire them.
As memorabilia?
Yes. But you see, it's for lack of knowledge. That's what the Bible says, that for lack of knowledge, my people perish.
All right.
We need to be able to do this. And NADMO should take the bull by the horn and begin this community sensitization and education.
Your last words, Dr. Cole.
I just have to associate myself with what Nanaya was saying. I made a note here that when I was in primary school, Methodist, Well-Road Methodist Middle School, primary school, and Catan Boys School in secondary, we were taught civics.
At the time?
Yeah. What happened?
I think even in the 90s.
I remember being taught what to do, how to cross a road. You know, the green, red, gold, and green.
Left, right,
what happened to all those things? You know, what happened to, you know, I understand that when there is an accident on the Kumasi Road, sometimes, you know, if it's on the left side, the people on that side go and they get the watches, and when it's on the right side, the others people on the right. So that we seem to, our education seemed to be devoid of any conscience, training of one's conscience to do the right thing. Other than that, I associate myself with what Nenea was saying about NADMO really tooling up. And, when we were in school, first aid, CPR, and all those things, and I think we should right away set up a volunteer wing of NADMO so that when anything like this happens, whether it is an accident on the Accra-Takoradi Road or an air crash in the forest, there would be people who feel connected to our disaster management people and who will be at the site to, if nothing at all, to protect the site before the authorities arrive. As to what happened itself, I think we need to leave it to the authorities. I think the Ghana Armed Forces has the competence to deal with what happened. I think the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority has the competence, they have their procedures, and we should let them do that. I think that we should, as citizens, be concerned about what our compatriots did at the crash site. But as it is, as Nane was saying, it's lack of education. We really need to be more deliberate about tooling, as it were, our citizenry to be able to...
Disaster ready?
Yes, to be disaster ready and to know how they should react when these things happen.
Well, certainly. Yeah. All right. Because our observations, as all of us note, the way we've been conscientized, the education is just not there when it comes to how we need to prepare for health emergencies. Yeah.
All right. It is worrying. Roland, today I started my discussion by condemning the activities of some of our people in uniform. I'm making reference here to the customs exports. It was a customs division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And sadly, I am about to end my discussion on this platform again, calling on the response and poor response of the Ghana Army, especially as far as this
Ghana Army?
Yes, Ghana
Armed Forces.
Both. Just the entire institution of the military. Because you see, Roland, I am at pains. I have struggled for this, and the pain is yet to leave my chest, to be honest with you. You see, for some time, I was thinking that the paucity that has engulfed our state institutions, the military was an exception.
What did they do?
For something of this nature to have happened, on board was the Minister for Defense. And even at the crash sites, for hours, after the Ghana military issued a statement about a missing helicopter, and the news eventually came about the discovery of same, it had to take civilians of the Republic of Ghana after an hour or two to be seen actively on the side of the crash, trying to salvage the situation. For hours, it took citizens, civilians of this republic, who carried the remains.
But what did they do wrong?
Please.
We're told that you look at the location of the place.
The discipline that characterized our military operations.
Because
the system,
Wing Commander Sobojo, he's been defending the actions and the standard operating procedures that were deployed.
Roland. These are the people who are supposed to defend the republic in case of an emergency. And they could not mobilize to get to the site of the mortal remains of their defense minister in a matter of an hour. They could not secure the perimeters of the crash site for their own investigations. They could not dignify these gallant servants of our republic by even taking charge of their remains and carrying it as our military. What were they engaging, the top rank of the Ghana military? So it is not just.
You're sharing your personal opinion?
Yes, but
okay.
Roland, this is scary.
But
in
also,
all honesty, Roland, you see, I expect. I expect the government and His Excellency President Mahama, I expect serious repositioning as far as the Ghana military is concerned. Because what they did, what I witnessed, I never thought in my lifetime I would have witnessed that level of inefficiency. It pains me to say this because many of my friends are in there.
And they tell you that they are inefficient?
I saw it, they didn't have to communicate it. This was one of the state institutions I was holding on to with some hope until this happened. What? Were you not shocked?
Yeah,
no red tape to even cover.
Yeah,
or to protect.
Yes.
The scene of the
so the explanation again that has been given by Wing Commander.
There's a military base in Guahafo region. There's a military base in Kumasi.
Which is that?
Where was our military? The Defense Minister of the Republic of Ghana. Why? And you all of us want to brush this under the radar and pretend as if everything was all right? This is not right. Because you see, it is not just about the death of these people. It also sends a signal internationally about the reputation of the Ghana army. And we should be worried. That conduct has exposed this country badly, Roland.
Yeah, but Hamza, I just also want to sound perhaps a word of caution. We cannot throw away the baby with the bathwater. And so if this is the same,
military is a disciplined institution, and I expect them to act.
No. And my father had been in the military as well. You can see the areas are different. But at the end of the day, this is the same Ghana Armed Forces, even to the present day, that still receives great accolades when they go for peacekeeping missions. And even if they have to do and get... No, listen. So as politicians, as media, etc., we also have to make sure, while we want to criticize and then air our views over an incident that might have happened, we have to again be very categorical, whether it's an isolated incident or that is the norm. And so I'll hold brief for them in the meantime. But again, your opinions are also noted. Yeah. Again, I'll recall the comments that have been the refrain of Wing Commander Sokwajo, who has done great work because of his experience and service over the years to explain what the standard operating procedures are in relation to deployment of aircraft, but also how such circumstances, when these accidents or crashes do happen, they tend to go around their activities. That he insists the Ghana Armed Forces have standard operating procedures comparable to any other military force or armed forces in Africa or elsewhere in the world.
I don't doubt it.
Yes. So that is why, since you don't doubt it, we also have to...
Roland, that is why I am...
But please put their mics off for me. But in the meantime, it's also very important to note that there's the funeral happening in the first place in Tamale. And Hamza, you know the venue, and you know venue as well. Yeah. Okay. For Mutala Muhammad, the late Mutala Muhammad. And with due respect... So this also is being convened again in memoriam. And again, just to make sure the chieftains, the residents, the families, not only in Tamale Central, whether in South, etc., Savalugu, all of them are able to. Johnnie and I usually will be in Tamale most of the time. If we had the time, we would have also been there as well. He's one of the installed sub-chiefs of the Bogo traditional area. And that's Alasan Suhiyeni, the Deputy Roads Minister, Member of Parliament for Tamale North as well, coming. And these are live pictures we're bringing to you. Our correspondent, Christopher Amwakon leading the team there. And this is underway. When time is due, we'll bring you these proceedings adequately. I know that everybody is horrid at the treatment given to our own brothers. But at the end of the day, we just have to make sure that...
I was just going to call that the rapid response unit of the Ghana Armed Forces or the Ghana Air Force should be able to give us a very detailed report on it. You see, they shouldn't treat this matter as something that has to do with military, so they would want to hold on the reports to us, because Ghanaians are worried. We are worried about how the rapid response came. You understand me? There are SOPs by the military and the Air Force whatsoever. But as ordinary citizens, we need to be able to maintain the confidence we have in our military as to be able to defend us in times like this.
Yes.
Let us assume.
Yes.
Time also.
But let us assume, God forbid, but if it was somebody higher beyond the Minister for Defense.
Who could it be? We only have two higher people.
If it was somebody higher than the Minister for Defense, is this how the response would have been? You understand me? We agree with them. They have their standard operating system procedures. But the rapid response, how it came, they should let us understand.
In real time.
In real time, what actually happened. Because you see, the aircraft was always in communication with their towers whatsoever. And at every second, they know the location. So when it is missing and it is declared it is missing, at least they know the
flight
path where they were. You understand me? So you cannot just tell me it is missing and so it is missing. No.
But
the Ghana Army is not a
Charlie,
we can question their
education is good, though.
Yeah, of course. From what I've heard, I want to pat the Ashanti regional minister on the back.
Yeah,
I understand that this man.
I know they laugh at him as TikTok minister, but now social media is the order of the day. You can imagine Khadija Japan doing live on TikTok.
I've read about what he did, and I think that these are the people we want as our ministers in public office.
All right.
Even how he managed the information.
There's so much.
Got there before the military officers.
There's so much misinformation, disinformation on social media surrounding the action of the military. I think we must be circumspect in our conversation to separate the fact from the fiction.
Okay.
And listen, you know, the military is an
You mean
institution.
separate the fact from the emotion?
Exactly. You know, the military is an institution where they don't just communicate.
Yes.
You know, the protocol.
Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, sources tell me that they actually acted based on the National Search and Rescue Protocol.
Okay.
But you see, because it is not open to the public, we are entitled to...
So the outcome of what we are saying is the triggering of the National Safety and Protocol procedures.
They should let us understand.
All right.
That is a bad procedure.
A couple more messages. I have this one from Timothy. He says, I was thinking in line with Hamza Suhiyeni, but until... Colonel Festus retired Colonel Festus Abuaje retired explained the issue on your set last night. So everybody should relax. Investigations are underway. And then Colonel Festus Abuaje retired also say, can you call me for a comment? Unfortunately, our time is up. We have to do that subsequently. I see all of you. Your comments are coming in, but the time is just up. Ebo Bachman, I see yours as well. I couldn't read it. And well, that's it for now. We have cash out. It goes where Shako *439# as many times as you can. Choose option 2, become one of those lucky winners as always, and increase the number of tickets you have. Now, if you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide. You have to do that today because Woodin is offering amazing collection of authentic African fabrics all ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. Now with Woodin, you get creative, you also get versatile with your designs. You can block them, do as always, and be confident and show off how truly African you are in Woodin. So go to a Woodin boutique near you today and get to choose from their variety of trendy products to complement your style. So follow Woodin Fashion, just by the word Woodin Fashion. Go search for it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and wherever you can find them. Let me say good morning to you, Dr. Juliet. Yeah, you're at Tenge of the Ghana Military Academy. Wishing you all the best for the day as well. We'll be up with sports next.